We're going to start off in WorkDay by going to Recruiting, Job Requisition, and we're going to do a search on that job requisition that we created today. As you can see here, the requisition title is Financial Analyst. If we wanted to see more details, we can click on the Details tab, where we can see the requisition details and the job description summary. And now that this requisition has been created in WorkDay, this will flow over into Talent Sonar automatically.
All right, so here in Talent Sonar, hiring manager Laura comes and signs in, and I see that my recruiter Roy has sent over this financial analyst opening for me to review. And I'm going to go in and take a look at the requisition that came over, and I'm going to think about what skills and values I want to put on this posting so that my interview team knows what we're really focusing on finding in this candidate. And so for this financial analyst position, we're looking for someone with, they must have good budgeting experience, same with finance. And I'm also able to tell my team what values we should look for in this person, like collaboration and communication and customer focus is a nice to have. And I can also see the job description now as the hiring manager that came over from WorkDay. And I'm going to choose to make a few revisions to this job description to make it as inclusive as possible and attract a strong diversity of candidates. So I just made a couple changes, got it to a balanced, inclusive job description score, so that now when the posting goes out online, we'll be attracting a diversity of candidates, and now I can wait for those resumes to come in for my review.
So as Recruiter Roy, we're back in WorkDay, and we're going to take a look to see if we have any candidates applied for the job. And we do. We have 3, Judy, James, and Steve. Now if we wanted to take a look at their resume, we can click on the Resume tab, and then open up their resume right on the screen. Now we're interested in bringing all 3 candidates over into Talent Sonar. So we're going to go ahead and checkbox each one, and then move them forward into the next stage. By doing so, the integration will bring them over into Talent Sonar.
Hiring manager Laura back in Talent Sonar here, and I got a notification that there were resumes available for me to review for my financial analyst role. And so when I come back and sign in, I see indeed I have some candidates ready to review. And the first step I do in Talent Sonar is to decide which of these matter the most when I'm sizing up the resume. So I'm saying skills and experience are most important to me for this role. Education is not that important, and I don't even need to score these location or referral components, so I can remove those. And this helps me create a standard baseline as I'm scoring each resume's component. Here I'm served up a resume in its entirety, but the name is removed so that it's served in an identity blind fashion without any cues of race or gender. And I also have redacted this university name. So as I'm sizing up the resume's experience, I'm giving this assessment in a more unbiased fashion and reviewing their skills in a more unbiased fashion. And this resume looks great. So I've scored it, and now I'm scoring each resume in the same identity blind format. And this one also looks great. And resume number 3 looks good as well, but maybe a little bit weaker on the skills and education. So that now at the end of my resume review, the scores come back, but now with the candidates' names revealed, and I can see the whole resume in full. So now that I've assessed these resumes for how they fit for this role, I'm going to let my recruiter know that I want to slate these top scoring candidates for the phone screen. And so I'll just slate them here for James and Judy, who performed the best from the resume review. and give that feedback to my recruiter by saying, let's bring them in, or let's have them do a phone screen. And I'm also going to, in the meantime, be thinking about how I'm going to conduct the on-site interview and what kind of questions the interview team needs to ask these candidates. And I'm going to first add myself, Laura, as an interviewer, and I'm going to focus on asking this candidate about their budgeting skills as well as their collaboration and customer focus values. And here I'm able to assign interview questions so that when I go in and talk to this candidate, I have a ready to go interview plan and I can ask each candidate the same questions on these skills and values.
Now that James and Judy have been selected for phone screen in Talent Sonar, I should be able to come into WorkDay, into the screening stage, and find both candidates listed. And there they are, Judy and James. They're in phone screen. That tells me that I can go ahead and start my phone screening with these two candidates.
Now, hiring manager Laura, I'm back in Talent Sonar, and I heard from my recruiter that the phone screen went really well for James, so I want to go ahead and bring this candidate in for an interview, and I'm going to distribute the interview plan that I created. So now, as an interviewer, I can focus on assessing budgeting and collaboration and customer focus for James, and I can capture notes about my conversation with James here in Talent Sonar on each of these competency areas that I'm focusing on. And now that I'm finished with my interview with James, I'm going to submit my scores in Talent Sonar. James did great on customer focus, and I'm going to rate him good on collaboration and also really excellent on his budgeting experience, and I do recommend for hire. And when I click save, my overall score and individual competency scores will be available back for my recruiter to review in WorkDay.
As Recruiter Roy, we're back in WorkDay. I'm going to scroll down into the interview stage, and I see I have one candidate waiting for me. And it's James. By clicking on James's profile, I can go into the attachments section, and I'll see that I have two PDFs downloaded from Talent Sonar. The first one is the phone screen results, and the second one is the interview results. I can click on the phone screen results and the PDF downloads, and I can open that up in my browser where I can see the results of that phone screen. Same thing for the interview results. I can click on it and then open that up in my browser. Now both of these PDFs are stored in WorkDay, so I can always come back into the candidate profile to review the results again. As a final step of the application process, and since we really like James, we're going to make him an offer. So we're going to select James, hit the move forward, and place him in the offer stage here in WorkDay. Now once I click on that OK button, that's going to let Talent Sonar know that we've made an offer to James.
And since the interview went so well, I'd let my recruiter know that James was really who we wanted to bring onto the team, and they went ahead and started the offer process in WorkDay, and now I can see that that is in progress here in Talent Sonar.